Hi, it's Alaska Granny. It's been so windy lately, I decided to go to town and stock up on some prepping supplies. Well, the first thing I did, as usual, was think about food. I got another 20 pounds of rice, and then I needed to go to Home Depot to even pick up a bucket. But I was able to get a bucket and a lid for $6.06, so I can use it to store my 20 pounds of rice. If you want, you can just put the rice into the bucket and put on the lid, and that will help seal it up. It's better if you can put it into something like a Mylar bag and seal that up. And if you can also use an oxygen absorber, that helps your food last even longer. But remember, there are good ways and better ways to store your food. Store it the best that you're able to. Sometimes we can't get all of the things that we want to store it perfectly, but it's better that we have the food and we store it the best we can. And then if you have the opportunity to store it better later, go ahead and do that. I also like to use the 1-gallon Mylar bags that I got that have a zip top, and that allows me to put several of the bags of rice into the bucket, and then I can open the bucket and just take out one bag at a time. I don't have to open the bucket and use all of the rice at once. The rest of it is going to still be sealed up and stay perfectly fine for 30 years or even more. Stockpiling rice is something that I have tons and tons of it, so I decided it was a great time to get my own rice cooker. Yes, you can cook rice in a pot and it's easy, but my daughter has one of these, and when I used it at her house, I thought, you know, that's really handy. I don't have to think about it at all. You can just rinse your rice, fill it up, and set it to go. And then you can be busy doing other things. It's nice because it also automatically shuts off when it's done. You can also use it to cook your things like brown rice and lentils that are easy to prepare but require longer time, and then you don't have to think about the time. These come with the directions on how to cook all different kinds of grains and have them turn out just fine and good. Canning season is here. It was actually difficult to find plain white vinegar. So look around, make sure that if you're going to be canning, and you can use white vinegar for all kinds of cleaning also, make sure that you have enough in your stockpile so that you'll have what you need for your upcoming tasks. Make sure you have canning salt if you're planning on doing any canning. Canning salt is different from just regular salt because it's finer and it doesn't have any impurities in it. No anti-caking compounds, and never used iodized salt because it changes the whole color and everything of your canned foods. I suppose because it's the time of year when lots of people are doing canning, the canning salt has been harder to find. I was able to get this box for $1.84, so it was great to add to my stockpile. If you can't find the canning salt and you want to home can your foods, look at least for kosher salt and read on the ingredients to make sure that it's 100% kosher salt, that it doesn't have any other ingredients in it, and then it'll be pure and it'll be fine to use. The mosquitoes have just been awful in Alaska this summer, so I got another citronella candle. This one has 3 wicks, and then it has little cutouts, so if it's a little bit dusky evening time and even night, then it can provide a little light and be a little flickering lantern. I also stocked up on the after bite sticks. These can sometimes be hard to get, and they are exactly the right thing to get if you get a mosquito bite, because you can just unscrew the lid, dab this on, and it helps your bite feel better. It's the time of year of camping, and it's also a good time to think about your prepping needs. If you have a butane stove, stock up on the butane while you can find it, because once people really get into camping, hunting, fishing, a lot of these things are not available. They're just sold out. You can't get them. That was a problem last year, so when I saw them this year, I got a bunch of them to go with my butane stove that I have for emergencies. I also got a 4-pack of propane cylinders because I do have an old Coleman stove that I can use these on. I also have a Mr. Buddy heater, so when the winter time does roll around again, these are going to be great to have if I need emergency power. You need to have the fuel for your appliances, so make sure that you're stocking up on the fuels that you need for the gizmos and gadgets that you have that you're planning on cooking, staying warm, and lighting the way. Make sure that you have those fuels. I got a couple bags of Epsom salt. Epsom salt is awesome. It has so many different uses, everything from first aid to gardening to even beauty. I'll put a link to a video I made about Epsom salt in case you're wondering what are some of the other uses for Epsom salt that you may not know about. We know the most important prepping item is water, and when I went to the store here in Alaska, the aisle that holds the stored water bottles, the pre-filled bottles, was nearly empty. I think it's because people are getting ready to go fishing, people are camping, tourists are back, they're renting motorhomes, and so it's so important that you make sure you have enough water. And if you look at all the droughts going on in the western United States, having more water on hand can only serve to help your family have a better outcome in an emergency situation. So I bought this 7-gallon Aquatainer. It's by Reliance, and it was about it was a little more than $17, so they are going up in price. These are super sturdy. I take them out to my granny camp. I bring them back. They get dragged around, stored in the garage over the winter. I always keep them full because you never know when there might be an emergency that you're going to need some extra water. These have a nice handle, but they're heavy because water weighs a little over 8 pounds per gallon. So when you fill this up, it's going to weigh almost 60 pounds. So you want to make sure that you either fill it where you're going to store it or have someone big and strong help you carry it around. It comes with a cap that you can have a pour spout spigot on it, and so that helps you be able to pour it out where you need it. So you can turn it on its side, put the spigot pointing down, then use the spigot to get the water out that you need. Then you don't have to be tipping it over trying to pour water out of your 7-gallon container. These are super sturdy. I've got several of them, and if you don't have one and you're looking for a big water storage container, check them out. You do need to sanitize your water storage containers before you fill them up. I'll put a link to a video I made on how to sanitize your water storage container. And it's allergy season, so stocking up on Kleenex is always a good idea at my house. While I was at the hardware store, I decided to get a few of the cans of Great Stuff. It's the expanding foam that you can use to fill in cracks around your house so that you can help make it airtight. So if you're suffering because things are extremely hot, you may want to weather strip and close in the gaps in your house. But when winter comes, that's when we definitely like to do it around here. And we want to make sure that cold air is not blowing in. Oh God, that was an earthquake. Whoa, whoa. Okay, see, you never know. Okay, it's all good. Okay. That's the scary thing about earthquakes. You just never know when they're going to happen. Anyway, make sure that you're prepping for whatever the things are that might happen to you. Be ready for the unexpected. That's what life has thrown at so many of us lately. If you liked my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.